Hello everyone, welcome to Money Control's Ideas for Profit. The company that we are going to discuss today is Hawkins. Well, as a company, it needs no introduction because it forms a part of every Indian household kitchen. The company is basically a manufacturer of pressure cookers and is the second largest player in the market. The company operates through two segments. First is the pressure cooker segment, from which it generates around 80% of its revenues. The second is the cookware segment, from which it generates around 15 to 16% of its top line. The company operates through three brands. The first one is the Hawkins brand, which is the flagship brand of the company. The other two brands that the company owns are Futura as well as Miss Mary. The cookware offerings are basically clubbed under the Futura brand. Well, that is about the business of the company. In terms of the financial performance of the company has been fairly robust. In FY18, it did a top line of more than 550 crores with operating margins of around 12.6%. The management has a very conservative stance towards employing the capital of the company, and that is reflective of the return ratio that it generates in the business. The company has actually generated a return on capital of more than 50% in each of the last 10 fiscal years. So the financial performance as well as the strong business boasts of strong fundamentals that is mainly due to the conservative style of the business management and the capital that it employs in the business. Talking about the risks in the business, the first risk in the business is basically the metal prices. The company is basically a manufacturer of pressure cooker, and the metal forms an important ingredient in terms of the raw materials. So any volatility in metal prices is bound to have an impact in terms of the margins of the company. The second factor that needs to be watched out for in terms of the business risk is the competitive intensity. TTK Prestige has been fairly aggressive in recent years, and the pressure cooker industry has also seen the entry of newer players such as Wonder Chef in recent years. So that is really another factor that needs to be watched out for, as that can have a bearing on the top line as well as margins of the company due to higher advertising spends that the company would need to incur to be able to cater to the demand of the industry. Well, why do we like Hawkins at this point of time? There are a number of factors why we like this business. The first factor is the industry is witnessing a shift from normal fuels to cleaner fuels. In fact, government initiatives such as the Ujjwala scheme is propelling the demand of cleaner fuels and gas penetration in the country. So that really should spur the demand of pressure cookers in the country. So that really bodes for the top line of Hawkins. Well, in terms of margins, the metal prices have seen a softening in the last 6 to 8 months. So the aluminum prices, which are hovering around USD $2,400 per ton during the months of April, May 2018, are now hovering around $1,800 to $1,900 per ton. So that really bodes well for the margins of the company. In fact, in Q2 of FY19, the company delivered a margin in excess of 15%. So compared to margins of around 12.6% in the whole of the last fiscal year. So the outlook of the metal prices remains fairly weak, and that really augurs well in terms of the margins. The third thing that why we like this business is definitely its valuation. The company is trading at 28 times trailing 12 months earnings. So and it is a significant discount to peers which generate similar return ratios. In fact, it is trading at a 20% discount to TTK Prestige, which is the larger peer in the segment. So the valuation remains fairly attractive. The growth has been slow. That is primarily due to the conservative stance that the management has in the business. Overall, actually, the business has very strong earnings visibility, considering that the metal prices are on the weakness and the top line is growing around 5 to 7% per annum. It offers a low risk portfolio stock and remains an accumulation candidate from a long-term perspective. Thank you. That's it from my side, and for more views and updates, do log on to moneycontrol.com.